Hey everybody, my name is Francis, and today I'll be playing against Matt on March 12th, 2025. It's been quite a while since I last played him, in fact. Last summer, he was playing so well against me and almost bageled me. By the way, if you want to check that video out, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, he's a really tough opponent where his style is he likes a ton of topspin. He loves those topspin rallies on the baseline. And admittedly, I got the same exact style as him, in fact, when it comes to that. But maybe the only difference is that my serve is a lot flatter, where his is a lot more loopy and spinny, so he's got that consistency, which I don't have for serving. But today was a little unusual. He seemed a bit off his game, even just a bit tired, maybe long day. And so with that, quite a few unforced errors, unfortunately, and just didn't really play him at his best. Regardless, my strategy is still going for that high consistency play and almost being like a pusher. So far this year, I'm just on this incredible win streak when it comes to singles, which is I'm really surprised. At this point, it's 11 matches so far, but Karsten in the previous video, he kind of humbled me a bit in how close that really was. So coming into this, I was a little bit cautious, especially with how good Matt usually is. But anyway, with that, I hope you enjoy this set or match against Matt and my journal entry on March 12th, 2025.
Alright, and here we go. So I immediately start off this set with this totally BS drop shot, which I did not intend to do. It's just really lucky in the moment and was trying to return that high loopy shot he sent my way. I mean, hey, sometimes they say luck is better than skill, and this was definitely an instance of that. But aside from purely relying on luck, I went for that pusher strategy, just try to go for those high percentage shots with heavy top spin, even though I was aware that Matt actually prefers that type of style like me. Usually he can hang around in those high top spin rallies, and in the past he would usually outlast me, but in this first game was able to draw a couple unforced errors out of him from these rallies and get that slight early lead. And just like that, I was up one game thanks to those unforced errors. And now with me on serve, there was a decent amount of pressure for me to hold. At least that's what I was thinking, because my serve is not typically the most consistent. I don't really have a true second serve, and usually rely on two first serves, so the double faults can fly up in numbers. But hey, when it's working, it's really tough to deal with on the other side, even though that's a rarity. And here Matt attempts the drop shot, but falls just a little bit short. As I was saying in my previous video versus Karsten, that is a very good strategy here. Surface is slippery, and as a baseliner myself, I'm not always comfortable at the net for singles. By the way, just missed the corner a little bit, and didn't mean for it to be that close. I was trying to play again that pusher strategy. I gotta say though, in this game, Matt was hanging in there with these long rallies and just forcing me to keep on playing some pretty long points and getting some errors out of me as I miss long right here. And just like that, Matt breaks right back, tying it up one game each. But regardless, need to stay in the game mentally and keep on pushing with that high percentage strategy, playing within my own skills and not overhitting, which used to be the opposite mentality, in fact, last year that I had. where I used to think I should go for a more aggressive strategy, just hit big and out-hit my opponents with my bigger forehand, which probably, as you could guess, led to a lot of unforced errors. Speaking of unforced errors, get a pretty solid lead in this game. Again, I think Matt was not his usual self. I mean, last year he almost bageled me 6-1. By the way, really nice forehand winner from Matt here in the corner. Nothing I could do but just simply watch that. Those high, loopy shots are really hard to deal with on my backhand side, and he was able to hit a big enough forehand to draw an error out of me right there. And I gotta say, Matt's serving is just super consistent and spinny. I honestly wish that I could incorporate that myself. He's able to toss the ball over his head in just the right spot where he can maximize that top spin and have a good amount of kick. Maybe I can learn a thing or two from him, honestly, because that's a type of serve that I desperately need in my game. It's the big missing link. Otherwise, I just double fault a lot. By the way, pretty lengthy rally right here as I'm trying to continue my pusher strategy, but he draws that backhand error out of me. However, he has a very untimely double fault. I know I was just talking about how consistent his serving is, but this is the only double fault he had all set. And now he tries to pressure me at the net, but just misses a little bit with that volley. Getting lucky again with some of these unforced errors, and at pretty clutch moments too. And with another clutch point here of another unforced error, able to get that 1-game lead and getting break point once more. This was definitely one of those unusual times where my serving was very consistent, even though, as I just said, I have pretty much 2 first serves. So yeah, this day was kind of a rarity for me in that regard. I probably would have double faulted at least a couple times, typically, even early on in the set. And even though it's not the prettiest forehand, I was able to at least get a winner from hitting a good enough angle shot, putting me in firm control of this game and holding for the first time in this set. And with a big enough serve, I was able to hold, and now it was up to Matt to hold and try to reduce the lead. But I was determined to not make any of the points easy and just try to keep those long rallies going while he was on serve. And I noticed by this point he kind of changed the strategy, attacking the net a little more often and try to put some pressure on me. But it didn't really seem like it was his day, or maybe I was just lucky and I was getting a good amount of passing shots here and there. We've all been there where things are just not going your way, nothing is going right, and I can definitely relate. Here, Matt makes another attempt at attacking the net, putting pressure on me, and I just see that gap down the line and go for that backhand winner, in which I'm able to stick the landing. It's a pretty decent slice in the corner, and I hit this desperation forehand for a winner, and that happens to just extend my lead 4-1. And at this point, it was where I was getting some very solid confidence in my game, and felt alright to hit a little bit more aggressively, but not too much, as I wanted to maintain that pusher strategy and maintain that consistency. Just play that numbers game where if I'm ahead in the scoreboard, then they have less opportunities to make mistakes in the long run. But yeah, I was getting some confidence and hit a pretty decent forehand winner there. Nothing crazy in terms of the power, but good enough angle. I was able to finish the game off here with an ace down the tee and putting the score at 5-1, just trying to put a ton of scoreboard pressure on Matt. But he put up some pretty solid resistance even with all that scoreboard pressure. And I finally get the point out of this one with that backhand smash. Again, he's putting up some pretty heavy resistance even in this situation, making me work really hard for each and every point. And by the way, Matt and I, we played a little bit more after this set. Typically for these videos, I just record one set, otherwise there's just way too much editing for me. But he played really well after this set. I think it was just a lot less pressure without being on camera, or maybe he just needed this set to warm up. But back to this set, I was just trying to close it out right here and then, not risk any kind of comeback. Just telling myself, don't overhit, just stay within my skills. Add lots of topspin to my shot whenever possible for that margin needed. And whatever I do, don't give any easy points, was what I was thinking. And he does this crazy backhand slice drop shot winner. And in fact, he hit quite a few winners in this set, to be honest. A lot of them, though, were drop shots, and nothing wrong with that, especially on this surface. I'm just too chicken to go for those, as I'm afraid I'm gonna screw that up, which I probably would. But here, Matt hits not a drop shot winner, but a pretty excellent forehand winner right in that angle. I noticed, just like me, he prefers the forehand side and the backhand is the weakness. And pretty ugly unforced error on the backhand side for me. I think he just had way too much topspin in that serve he has and was unable to handle that high spin. Oof, and a pretty rough error to make on the approach. But he's still putting up really heavy resistance, as I had quite a few chances to make match point. He just puts this incredible slice winner where it has just so much spin, just catches the line. And just trying to play that high percentage tennis, hitting cross court as much as possible, get as much court coverage for when I make my shot and reduce the errors. And once again, Matt attacks the net, puts pressure on me, and makes a really solid volley winner. I make a vain attempt in defending, but it was too good, that shot in the corner. And with my forehand error, Matt survives, and the set continues on. And with myself on serve, I was unsure if I could at least get this game. Maybe I was thinking that I would have to end the match on his serve once more, just based on past experience with my serving in general. But to the contrary, my serving was pretty decent, even at this point, and I was able to get some relatively easy points thanks to the big serving, for the early 30 love lead. Here I see an opportunity to attack the net and go for that forehand approach, and was just good enough for a winner. And I knew at this point that my chances of closing out the match here and then was quite high. But first, I have to have at least one double fault for the set. That would be very uncharacteristic of me. And for once, I try to go for a drop shot, and it lands just within the court to end the match. And there you have it, folks. I was able to prevent Matt's comeback before things got a little bit too messy. And you can see in the match summary that Matt just was having an uncharacteristic amount of errors. I'm telling you, he's really consistent. He almost bageled me last time. And I'm telling you, we all have those days where we're off our game and just nothing is going your way. And I'm definitely no exception to that. I've certainly had plenty of those days. And at the same time, I'd have to say this particular day, I was quite lucky, luckier than usual. But really appreciate you guys watching my video of my Tennis Journal entry on March 12th, 2025. And with that, I hope to see you guys in the next one, so take care and have a good one.